Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. Every year, September is celebrated as the Nutrition Month. Nutrition is a branch of science that deals with nutrients and nutrition, particularly in humans. In order to celebrate Nutrition Month, we have with us Dr. C. Kalevani Ashok, an associate professor and head of the Department of Home Science of Queen Mary's College, Chennai. She has over 30 years of experience in teaching and guides M.Phil candidates. Dr. Kalevani has to her credit a number of national and international publications and has completed a minor project on shelf life of nutraceuticals. We are honored to have you here, ma'am, with us today.
Thank you so much for your kind words of introduction, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to be a part of this program. It is such a pleasure to be a part of Nutrition Month celebrations.
To begin with, ma'am, I have a few questions to ask. So, when did Nutrition Month celebration actually begin?
Now, this Nutrition Month celebration actually began as Nutrition Week celebration in the year 1973. It was launched by the American Dietetic Association, and they used this nutrition celebration to promote their profession, as well as they considered it as a vehicle to disseminate nutritional education information to the public. So all public places and all means of media were used in order to disseminate nutrition information. It was all centered around a theme. So the first theme that they had chosen was invest in yourself by nutrition. Now year after year they chose a theme and they started propagating this nutritional information. And by year 4, there was a tremendous increase in the activities that were involved in Nutrition Week celebration, the number of people who were involved, who were working for it, and the number of consumers who were reached through this program. Since it started gaining a lot of popularity, in 1980, the House of Delegates in America, they expanded the Nutrition Week celebrations to Nutrition Month celebration. So that is how it became Nutrition Month celebration. As far as India is concerned, we started the Nutrition Month celebration in the year 1982, and it was launched by the central government with an aim to spread awareness on nutrition as well as to encourage the entire society to adopt a sustainable and healthy lifestyle. So that was the basis by which Nutrition Month celebration started in India. And it started in India as Nutrition Week celebrations only, and later on it became Nutrition Month celebration from the year 2018. It was in the year 2018, March 8th, that Shri Narendra Modi ji, the Prime Minister, had launched a program called Poshan Abiyaan. Okay, and it was this program that gained momentum which when we started celebrating the Nutrition Month that year in 2018.
So, ma'am, I see that you have mentioned Poshan Abiyaan. So, can you brief us a little more about it?
No. Now, this Poshan Abiyaan, the expansion is Prime Minister's overarching scheme on holistic nourishment. And the main vision of this scheme is to make India malnutrition free by the year 2022. And this entire Poshan Abiyaan is the brainchild of NITI Ayog. Now, if you ask me what is NITI Ayog, it's a think tank body that was launched in 2015, and they kind of set policies for the entire nation and also give directives and strategies for all the state governments and union territories to implement these policies. So that's how this Poshan Abiyaan took form. And this Poshan Abiyaan was launched, as I told you earlier, in 2018 on International Women's Day. And this gained momentum as part of the nutrition information for the entire nation in September 2018, and it was converted to what is known as Rashtriya Poshan Ma. So this is how Poshan Abiyaan took shape in the month of nutrition. The main targets in Poshan Abiyaan, when we say to remove malnutrition or eradicate malnutrition, they wanted to target infants, children, and pregnant and lactating women. So their theme or their policy or goal was in order to reduce low birth weight, reduce undernutrition, reduce stunting, and reduce anemia in children, pregnant, and lactating mothers. And why did malnutrition take the center stage for Nutrition Month celebration, if I were to be asked? I would say it is because of the high prevalence of malnutrition in India. According to the recent statistics, they say nearly 1.4 billion adults in India come under the malnutrition extreme. That is 1.4 billion, I wouldn't say are undernourished, but are overweight or obese. So when we say malnutrition, we are referring to both the extremes, overweight, obese, as well as undernutrition. On the other hand, we also have 466 million adults who are undernourished. And to top it all, we have more than 50 million children under the age of 5 who are undernourished. So since the problem is so gigantic, it was wise to set malnutrition as the major theme and to eradicate malnutrition so that we have a healthy and a developing nation in front of us. So that is why this was chosen. And when I talked of Rashtriya Poshan Ma, I said September Nutrition Month celebration was an offshoot of this Poshan Abiyaan. They had set up several themes, all targeting malnutrition. The themes were like to give better antenatal care, to concentrate on breastfeeding, complementary feeding, growth monitoring, then to educate women, especially girl child, and the rights of a girl child, the right age for marriage of a girl child, sanitation and hygiene, as well as food fortification. All these themes were kept as the major themes, and all strategies were worked towards reaching these themes. And it was a very widely propagated Nutrition Month celebration in 2018, because it had reached nearly 30 crore people, out of which it had reached around 12.2 crore women and around 6.2 crore men and 13.3 crore children. So since it had such a wide reach, they did not want to stop it within a year itself, and they wanted to continue this. So every year the nutrition theme for celebration in India from 2018 is a continuum of what started in Rashtriya Poshan Ma. Okay, so in 2018 we had actually reached, as I told you, 30 crore people. The number of activities that were conducted were 26 lakh activities. In 2019 it became 366 lakh activities, and then in 2020 it took a digital mode because of the COVID pandemic, and two main themes were identified in 2020. One was to promote plantation activity, that is to promote more cultivation of kitchen gardens and nutri gardens, and the other one was to identify and track severely acute malnourished children. So these two were the major themes in 2020. And in 2020, the number of activities that were conducted are nearly 13.5 crore. So it is gaining a lot of momentum, and it's becoming a public movement. In fact, again, if we want to evaluate it, we have to evaluate it from the ideals of Poshan Abiyaan. The major centers in which Poshan Abiyaan is concentrated was to bring about interconvergence of sectors for deliveries of services, to intensify the nutrition and health services during pregnancy and lactation, or during the first 1,000 days, not just pregnancy and lactation, we call it as first 1,000 days, that is right from pregnancy till the infant is 2 years. So the nutrition services and health services were intensified. And thirdly, they had also advocated using a lot of information communication technology to monitor growth as well as track women and children. And last is they had a policy of Jan Andolan, that is making it an entire mass movement, just not spreading awareness and doing some activities and targeting few people. They wanted the entire nation and the community to be involved in these activities. Okay, so this is how it continued in 2020, and now in 2021 they are continuing this Rashtriya Poshan Ma, and they have divided each week. This time they have allotted 1 week for each theme. So the first week they say is plantation drive. to promote plantation activities. When they say promoting plantation activities, what they actually mean is cultivate kitchen gardens and nutri gardens in whatever spaces that are available in the Anganwadi centers, in the panchayats, in schools. And why should you do it? Because that will give a supply of food and vegetables readily available for the children, and at the same time it will help in tiding over micronutrient deficiencies, which is also there prevalent among children. We call it as hidden hunger. And thirdly, because it provides for dietary diversity. In multiple surveys they have found that dietary diversity is a major gap in the nourishment of children. So in order to target all this and achieve all this, they have set plantation drive as the first, and they call it as Poshan Vatikan. Okay, and in the second week it is using nutrition through Ayush, as well as that is combining the good services of Ayush for nutrition as well as yoga for health. And in this they want to use certain medicines and supplements that Ayush is giving to improve health and immunity of these target groups that I mentioned. At the same time, to give a lot of free sessions of yoga for children, pregnant women, to set aside time for these free sets of free sessions of yoga during work time, that is in whether they are working in government centers or whether they are working in non-government centers. This 1 week will be allotted for spreading of free sessions of yoga. In the third week, what has been planned is to distribute nutrition kits to highly burdened districts, and not only nutrition kits, also to distribute information, education, communication material. So this is again targeting on malnutrition. So they go to those Anganwadi centers where the prevalence is high. They do the monitoring and they distribute these kits as well as disseminate information. In the fourth week, again it is a continue where they say we have to track the severely acute malnourished children and provide for their care. It is not enough that you identify. First of all, you must be educated to know and identify the severely acute malnourished children, and secondly, provide nutritious food for them. So how best can we use the locally, regionally available foods to improve their nutrition? Okay, so that is the theme for the fourth week.
Ma'am, so with what you've said, I have understood that the first 1,000 days of life from pregnancy is very important. Why is that so, Ma'am?
The first 1,000 days of life is important not only from the infant's nutritional status, but also what the infant will become when he is an adult. So it is, if the child is born as a low birth weight infant, then this child will be susceptible to infections. The child could undergo mortality, and there will be severe mental impairment also. If sufficient nutrition and care is not given at this stage, then the infant who is already undernourished will become a stunted child who is having low height for age. And this stunted child, if again not given adequate nourishment and care, will become a stunted adolescent. And if it is an adolescent girl, the stunted adolescent girl can grow to be a mother or pregnant woman who is having low body weight. And if there is again deficiency in nourishment, this low body weight pregnant mother will give rise to again a low birth weight child. So this malnutrition cycle continues, and the outcomes for nutrition are very poor throughout the cycle if adequate nourishment is not given at each stage. So that is why, in order to stop this cycle and to improve the lot, they are targeting the first 1,000 days right from intrauterine life. If you give them proper nourishment, then there are better chances of having children who are physically as well as mentally normal and who will be more productive for the nation. So that is why this has been targeted.
Ma'am, so what do you see in the future of Nutrition Month celebration?
What I see as the future is that since this the reach of Nutrition Month celebration is so great, and the awareness is so far and widespread, I think each individual will realize that health is their birthright, and nutrition is their responsibility. And the entire community and society will participate in better nutrition for health. That is why, as Mark Hyman says, that to create health, the power of the community is the greatest, far greater than that of a physician, clinic or hospital. So we'll all join together in this movement of Nutrition Month celebrations. And we can realize the dream of Poshan Abiyaan through Jan Andolan and Jan Bhagirathi, which means mass movement and community partnership.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this valuable information. So now that you all know about the Nutrition Month, the history and the significance of it in India, I hope this video was helpful for you. So comment down below if you have any further questions. Like, share and subscribe to our channel, and also stay tuned for further interesting content. Stay informed and stay healthy.